In this video, we're showing you the best Sova lineups for every map. Hey, what's up guys? It's your host Sergeant Frost back again with the new lineups video. Today, we're going over some of the most important Sova lineups on every map. As a recon agent, Sova's arrow is very important for gaining information both as the round starts and when you're retaking a site. That's why you should know some of these lineups to make sure that you get the best info without exposing yourself to too many angles. So make sure to watch till the end, and now let's get into it. Let's start out with Ascent. Sova's recon bolt can be particularly useful on Ascent because the map has many choke points in tight spaces, which can make it difficult for some teams to gain map control. By firing a dart into these areas, Sova can reveal the location of any enemies hiding there, making it much easier for his team to take control of the space. If you want to take a site, push yourself into this green box, and look up at the antenna and the cloud in the sky. Make a triangle between both of these as shown, shoot with a 1 bar, no bounce. This arrow will clear anyone playing close left by button, behind generator, dice, and close right of main. If you lose a site and you want to retake, go to this corner in heaven, and then shoot at this cannon. This arrow will scan all of the close generator and behind Icebox and anyone hiding behind the door. If you want to get info on enemies hiding outside of B main, line yourself up with this part of the wall and window ledge. Do as shown and do a full charge double bounce while looking inside of the window. This arrow should land on the back wall outside of B main, clearing anyone hiding behind the shop and close to main. If you are looking to rush B and you want the arrow to clear all of B site and stairs, this arrow is perfect for you. Before the buy round is about to end, look up at this window. When the barriers drop, you will see this long pointed tree. Simply aim your crosshair directly on the tree anywhere and do a full charge with no bounce. If done correctly, this arrow will show all enemies that are hiding anywhere on site and on the stairs. Though be careful, enemies can still hide in the front of this box and in back sight. This is a great arrow for seeing if there are enemies in mid-link. Push yourself into this corner, look up, and you will see this hour with a double slant. Aim at the top of the house and do a 2 bar 1 bounce. This arrow will reveal any enemies lurking in mid-link. Finally, a great arrow that is very strong for clearing close mid. Go up to top mid, line yourself up hugging this wall and look towards bottom mid. Once the barrier drops, edge yourself out until you see this part of the wall. Do a full charge 2 bounce and it will land on this part of the arc as shown. Combine this with a smoke on the stairs and you will be able to take mid control with ease. And while we're talking about Sova, we quickly want to tell you about our exclusive course with Average Jonas over on our website ProGuides.com. If you're looking to become a Sova main, who better than to ask Jonas? In his course, he covers mastering an agent and you can get access together with all of our other courses, all now for just $8 a month. Try it out today. Alright, so it's time for Haven. On A ramp on defense, line yourself up with the center of the choke point as shown. Position here with these points making a triangle, then do a full charge with 2 bounces. Now if you want to attack A long, this arrow is pretty simple. You just come to this box outside of A main and push yourself into this corner. Look up to this part of the tree and simply 1 bar no bounce. This arrow lands on the corner of long, revealing any enemies that may be hiding behind this corner behind a concrete box or if they are trying to peek long. Next up is B site. This one is another easy one. Just look at anywhere on this back wall of B and then do a full charge with no bounce. This will clear the back sight and anyone playing close left. On the other hand, if you're trying to get information on the bottom of mid from B site, line yourself up with this white part of the wall near the center of the wood frame, aim at this point of the wall and do a full charge in 2 bounces. Lastly for C site, on attack, if you want to do what's classed by many as the God Dart, you have to line yourself up looking directly at this part of the ledge. After this, you turn around and look at this part of the building sticking out and crouch. You aim near the top of it as shown and do a 1 bounce full charge shot. This arrow will land on top of a ledge on C site and cover anyone that is on C site. Rounding us up on Haven is this retake dart on C. Tuck yourself into this corner by the box outside of C link, then look at the wall as shown. Look closely and find the blacked out bricks. Aim at the bottom left corner of this and do a 1 bounce full charge shot. Next up is Fracture. Firstly, we will start on attack in B main. Come to this spot of the map and aim in the center of this wall. You will see this green line of vegetation that spans across the wall. Simply aim with full charge and 1 bounce. This arrow will land on the back of the wall of sight, clearing all behind green box and the cubby. For this next arrow, you have to position yourself along this point of the corner of the wall as shown. Look up to these solar panels. You will see the white lines through each panel. Simply aim your crosshair in line with the first row of solar panels, and you will see a dark ridge above it. Shoot this with 1 bounce and 2 bars. Heading over to defense now, and first up is a dart which will give you early information on any enemies pushing into A main. For this one, just simply aim your dart at this black strip on the wall in between these 2 signs and just 1 bounce full charge. This arrow will give info on enemies running into main as it covers all of the close main and a small bit outside of main. For our last one on Fracture, run over into this corner just behind green box and slot yourself into this corner. After this, look up to the top of the greenery as shown, line up your charge bar so it sits just above the building and vegetation, simply shoot with 1 bar and it will land outside B main to cover any enemies running into B. Moving over to split now, where we start over on the A side for attack. Line yourself up with the box as shown, next form a triangle around the 2 pings, then you just have to shoot with 1 bar. This arrow will land in the back of the site, clearing behind screens in some of the corners on site, but be careful as they can still hide in elbow or under heaven. For this one, it's probably the most simple lineup in the whole video. All you have to do is aim at this black point on the giraffe and just 1 bar full charge it. This arrow is very effective for how simple it is, as it covers all of A main. Be careful though, as they may hide in sewers. For our penultimate dart on split, we head over to B main. We find this spot just outside of the entrance to main and ensure we are jammed in the corner. We aim at the corner of this building and simply 1 bar. This arrow will cover all of rafters, anyone holding B main from sight and behind the box where players sometimes like to hide. Concluding our split lineups is this one from rafters into B main. You line yourself up with the corner of this black square and find this cross section as shown and just tap. This arrow will reveal any enemies hiding outside of B main at the start of the round. There is a small possibility that the enemies may make it into B main before the dart scans, but you will hear them running. Now on to the new map Lotus. The first lineup is a very simple one to show fast info for C. All you have to do is aim at the back part of the tree as shown and full charge with no bounce. This arrow will reveal any enemies fast pushing towards C long. Leading on to B site, we've got another basic arrow. Simply line yourself up to this part of the wall with a small concrete separation. Next, look for this stain on the wall and aim just a little bit to the right as shown. Then do a 2 bounce full charge dart. Doing this as soon as the barrier drops will show any enemies outside of B. For this next lineup, make your way over to this spot on A site. Jam yourself into this corner where the moss is, look at the pillar shown in the video and try to find a very faint gray line. Aim in the center of this pillar and just below the gray line and shoot a double bounce full charge. This arrow will land on the tree just in front of A main entrance, showing anyone pushing into A site quickly. Moving swiftly over to attack, we go to A main again. Hug the back of the wall and line yourself up with both walls as shown. Aim for the top corner of this building and do a 2 bar no bounce. This arrow will cover the heaven peak and also anyone that is hiding in the back. Next up is a god dart for B. Go to this box outside of B, then jump onto it. This one is a tricky one, so it takes a little bit more than a normal dart. Line up the furthest left point of the shock dart symbol with the top left of the building as shown. Once lined up, simply just do a 2 bar double bounce. This arrow will land on the roof of B main, covering most close angles. Finally, the C dart is another easy dart. Simply go behind the sand pile and crouch walk until you see the dark part of the wall in C site. Once you see this part, just do a full charge with no bounce. This dart should clear anyone peeking close and on site. And that brings us to our question of the day. Today's question being, how have you been finding Lotus? Of course, I haven't played it as extensively as all the other maps in the pool, but so far I gotta say I really like how the map looks and feels, and no doubt it's gonna be a very fun map to watch in professional play. But of course, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. On Icebox, to take B main without a drone, this arrow is incredibly good. Push yourself into this part of the wall in B main while in the buy phase. Once the buy barrier drops, look up until you see these black and yellow signs. Aim at the middle of this sign as shown and 1 bounce full charge. This should land on the crane, clearing out most of the close angles. Just be careful, as a drone is a much better option for clearing main, but this is great for an eco round. Next, if you are looking to arrow B main on defense, come up to this mid boiler and aim at this part of the top barrier of the container and full charge no bounce. This will give you info on any enemies sitting here in B main or enemies running towards B. For this mid arrow on defense, hug yourself into this wall and line yourself up looking at this light on the roof. Once into this position, simply do a 1 bounce full charge. This arrow will land on the roof and clear anyone trying to lurk or push in the middle. Subsequently on A, come to this spot outside of CT. Look up at the part of the wall near the site and do a full charge with no bounce. This arrow will clear any attackers that are hiding behind K and G in some of site and main. Finally, while attacking on A, line yourself up with this part of the wall by nest. While pushing yourself into the wall, once lined up, simply look up at this spot on the wall and do a full charge 1 bounce. Lastly, jumping over to Pearl, we've got some pretty easy ones to finish it off. Starting with defense on the B site. Nudge yourself into the corner of this orange box. Then make a triangle as shown in here. After this, align your charge bar with the bottom part of the triangle and do a 1 bar full charge. Next, over to A site on defense again. Push yourself into this corner here until you stop moving. Aim the left side of your charge bar just slightly to the right of this orange rectangle as shown, and do a full charge with no bounce. This arrow will land on the corner of the roof, clearing any enemies sitting in A main. Penultimately, we head over to B main on the attacker's side. Push yourself against the wall and nudge out until you see this part of the pillar. Aim anywhere on the pillar near the top half of it as shown and do a 1 charge full bounce. This arrow will reveal behind the screen and all corners on site, besides behind the pillar. At last, we go over to A main. For this one, move yourself into this corner of the box. Then aim at this corner of the wall. Aim a little bit out and above as shown. Shoot at one bar. It will land backside and clear some of it and all of backside. And that's it. What did you think of the lineups? Make sure to comment down below, and if you have watched up until this point, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. This has been your host Sergeant Frost, and I will see you all again in the next one.